Oh, the
And we
screen.
are live. Hey, everybody.
Hey, hey, hey. How's it going?
Hi.
Well, we are here today on Sunday. Oh, I meant to say, hey, Concrete, because I messed up the whole doggone introduction. Hey, Concrete. Hey, Dr. Bay.
Hi, Sister George. How are you this morning? It's Good Sunday.
I am fantastic. How are you, Hans?
I'm good. I'm hardly sleeping, but I'm good.
Okay. Hey, baby.
How's your week been, Danny?
Honey, it's been a week. Nothing too crazy going on. It's just been a week. Same old, same old.
Okay.
Been a
Well,
lot of things done around the house.
uneventful, that could still mean, a good week.
Yes.
My week has been pretty chill. I'm actually in Chicago. I drove down here just for a couple days. And I came to see my sister. She's in town from Arizona. So I came down to see her and spend a little time down here. And then I'm going to head back home in the morning. But my week has been pretty chill as well. And for those in the chat, you guys can probably already tell we have a special guest that has joined us. Dr. Bay, how has your week been?
My week has been very busy. Other than that, it's productive, very productive. It's just real different not doing graduation festivities this year. Other
Oh,
than that,
yeah.
we're good.
Well, good. Yeah. Go ahead, Danny. I'm sorry.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say anything. I'm
Oh,
just
sorry. I'm getting feedback. But yeah, I'm sure you guys can tell by the title of the show that today we're going to be talking about cheaters. Hence, why we have our special guest joining us. She is going to definitely give us her input on the topic and give us her perspective as well. So let's go ahead and get into the topic.
okay. Let's do it. So the topic is cheaters.
I'm
Why
sorry.
we
Before we do that, Danny, I apologize. Dr. Bay, do you want to give a little introduction? Because they're like,
yeah.
who is it? They probably like, who is this woman? And, do you want to give a little introduction, I guess, before we dive into the topic?
I can give a little introduction about myself. Hey world. I'm glad to be a part of Sister George and Concrete Rose's show. I felt really, I guess, really sensitive to the topic of cheating because I know how it affects families and how it affects people and how it affects people's emotions in general. Um, I'm not saying I'm the expert on it, but I think I can give good insight on both sides of the topic. Um, and hopefully by hearing the conversation from our perspective today, it'll make men look at doing things like that a little bit different.
Yeah, hopefully so. I think, like she said, I think it's going to be good to have three different perspectives from, three different women, three different Black women from different walks of life. And yeah, hopefully it will give the men some more insight into, cheating and how it affects women and how also ultimately it affects families in the Black community. So, Sister George, you want to kick us off, sis?
Yes. So to you ladies, have you ever stayed in a relationship where you were cheated on and how did that affect you guys?
You're just gonna jump right into it.
Man,
You want
let's
no,
do
no. You
it.
wait a minute.
No,
No. I'm joking. I'm joking. But you didn't. How do you know we've been cheated on? Is there like an assumption that all ladies have dealt with cheating at some point?
you know what? To be honest with you, and this is my motto: show me a woman that's never been cheated on, and I'll show you a woman who minds her business. That's kind of been my motto.
Ooh, interesting. That's interesting. Okay, I've never heard that motto, or I've never heard anybody put it that way. But that's very interesting. Dr. Bay, I guess, do you want to answer the question first, being our guest?
Ah, have all women been cheated on? Um, I would say some women probably have been cheated on and some don't know it, and then some women probably have been cheated on and know it and don't care.
Mm.
Oh.
I think it's a fair assumption that most all women have been cheated on. I think the overwhelming majority of women that are supposed to be in a monogamous relationship. So we're not talking about situations where they knowingly entered into a polyamorous relationship. Women that are supposed to be in a monogamous relationship have been cheated on at some point. Now, I know Danny was inquiring as to whether or not we've stayed after being cheated on. I have been cheated on, and yes, I did stay, to answer the question.
Okay. Okay. So, this topic kind of came about. I was on Game Changers panel one day, and we were talking about women giving good and bad advice to friends, right? And I was thinking about this. We had talked about like a person who would encourage you to stay with someone who's cheating, or to tell you to leave a relationship, to where the man is actually good to you in a certain sense, like he is a provider, he's good to your children. But let's just say he has like he does it, he cheats on you. And so it's like, are women strong because they stay, or are they weak because they leave? Like, how does that work? And then when you think about it, a lot of us end up in the same relationships over and over again without any changes, because let's say you break up with that guy. If you haven't done the necessary changes, you still end up going through the same cycles over and over again. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
Absolutely. Me too. Absolutely. I agree 100%. I think, to me, there are different reasons why people, because I know some men stay, but it's I think that women are more likely to stay if they're cheated on, but I do know some men will also stay, in my opinion. But I do know some men also stay, but I think that there are various reasons as to why. I don't think that there's just one blanket reason as to why women stay. Some may just feel like it's a part of the culture. Some men may feel like it's a part of the culture, like you can't even expect a man to be faithful, and that is why women stay. Because but I think that women stay for different reasons.
So, what would make a woman stay in a relationship if a man has cheated on her?
Oh, a lot of
Financial
things.
security
Good
would be
sex.
one. Yeah. Yeah, that's another one.
Good
Financial
sex.
security.
Good head.
Yeah. Um. Yeah.
He fine. He got a good job.
Oh, listen. That's another one. He fine. I think, like, my experience is, a lot of time, I've seen a lot of women, like, either he's the sole provider, or he's like the one who is basically taking care of most of the bills. Yeah. In addition, women may feel like, I've been with him this long, what's the sense in staying? Or, I'm not gonna let the other woman win too. That's another reason.
Oh.
So,
Oh
have
wow.
you ever thought about like this? Have you? Because me and Dr. Bay have had conversations about this
Hmm.
before. Like, just imagine like how much shit you put into a person, and they cheat. And I've heard guys say, like, if the other woman looks better than the girlfriend, wife, whatever, the significant other, that a lot of women won't let the guy go because the other woman may look better. And do y'all remember when Layla Rashawn was cheated on?
Mm,
Um, do y'all remember that situation?
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And so, there was a lot of women who were saying that Layla Rashawn should have left that relationship. And I thought that that was absolutely crazy, in a sense, because I'm like, you know what? And I'm thinking about this, really thinking about this. I was like, damn, you go through the motions, you have the kids, and she's been married to him for however long. They have kids together. Um, you go through it. They've got mortgages, houses, insurance,
Hmm.
whatever. She's got him to where they've got each other's routines down pat. Um, she knows him, he knows her. They're not going through the small talk. You know how it is when you go through dating and shit like that.
Hmm.
And so with Layla Rashawn, people, oh, she should leave him. And then I'm looking at Nicole Murphy and shit, and I'm like, well, yeah. And so Layla Rashawn didn't leave him, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I think Layla Rashawn should cheat back. And people got so mad.
Uh-oh.
Now you said you said what a lot of people were thinking, so she wouldn't have, wouldn't be hurt. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But I'm thinking that she's at a certain age, and she's a certain age, a certain size, like the youth is gone. And there's a term that we call here, Sammy, which is called what's the term called?
What you talking about?
It's a term that I'm trying to get to. Oh, where a woman gets to a certain age, they call that hitting the wall.
Oh, hitting the wall, like, losing her sexual market value.
Age,
you can get surgery to renew the walls, baby.
Oh my God.
Well,
you can renew the wall. You can be virgins at 59.
Well, you know what it is, and I think it's like what it is they're not even basing it strictly on, which they say that women like a Nicole Murphy may retain some of her sexual market value, but they're looking at it. They say that the wall comes from like the basic premise of it is like your fertility, you link the fertility or your age of fertility, and after a certain age a woman isn't as fertile, and but you're right, there are, like, as far as from a physical standpoint, and if you're thinking about just like sex wise, you could definitely do like a vaginal rejuvenation. She could get she can get nipped and tucked, if she wants to.
Women doing a lot now, because you can't even tell a woman, like, you can't, like, I'm almost 40, okay, and it's men come to me saying I look like I'm 24.
See,
and I don't even dye my hair, like, I want to age. I've been waiting to do this, you know what I mean? And some women, they don't want to age. They want to stay youthful and young because they haven't found that Mr. Everything for them, so they have to stay.
That's a good point, though. When we talk about the wall and we think about how advanced technology is, are some of the advancements in technologies kind of enabling women to not hit the wall at as early of an age, or to kind of move past whatever limitations are set, or deemed limitations that are deemed by men that are set. Are women able to overcome those by doing different things? So that's an interesting point.
Yes. So have you guys ever been in relationships where a guy has cheated and you left him and you later regretted that?
No.
Okay. What about you, Dr. Bay?
I'm thinking about that. Regretted it.
Yeah.
He would have had to been doing everything right, and that one time he cheated, you just be like, you know what, I should have forgave him, but I will. I mean, other than that, I don't see, like, if somebody cheats on you, especially if you were being 100% loyal, because see, that's my issue. Like, if I'm 100% loyal to somebody and they cheat on me, it hurt more than if I was doing whatever I wanted to do. You know what I mean? And they cheat on me.
And that's a good point too. Like, I have a friend, a real close friend, and she always says, you screw one and I'm gonna screw two. So she told her husband, her fiance at the time, hey, if you cheat on me and you screw one, man, I'm gonna screw two. And the thing about it is, some women, they exact revenge and the man never knows. Like, you can cheat on some women and they may like, oh, I forgave you and it seems all good, and she's going to exact revenge, and you just don't know about it. So that's something that men don't consider. And I've seen men who actually found out that their woman cheated on them after they cheated on them, and they took it completely different. They were just heartbroken, and how could you, and they felt so betrayed.
Yeah. I think that, well, I will say that I've been in both situations, and I thought about this too. like long relationships like require, or I'm not going to say require, that's not a good choice of words, but like to get through a relationship that lasts like 20 and 30 years, you're going to go through some shit. And so it's interesting because, I think majority of women that I've talked to that have been married for that long has definitely been cheated on. And it's like, well, I think women are so much quicker to leave men today because we have money and, we're able to make our own livings. We don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about it. We don't have to do anything. We can leave. We can do whatever. And back in the day, women didn't have the same options to leave. And so you wonder, okay, with how everything is nowadays, it's much easier to leave a relationship when somebody does you wrong. It's much easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. It is definitely much easier. However, I don't think that there is I don't think that although it's easier to leave, I don't think that women are leaving in droves now that they have the ability, because I think that there are different reasons regarding why women stay. But the one thing that we're going to hear about this topic, that the first rebuttal we're going to hear, oh, women cheat too. Let's not act like this is just a man thing. But, we are women giving our perspectives and talking about how, cheating affects women and, like we said, the Black family and Black community. And this is not to say at all that women don't cheat too. We're not implying that. We just want to talk about it from our point of view. So I already know we're going to get that when y'all come up. Y'all can save that because we're addressing it now.
But I was wondering, like with what you're saying, like, do people consider it, like, what do people consider cheating? Is the phone conversation cheating? Is sleeping with to cheat is actually physically sleeping with somebody? Because I've seen situations where a person don't even have the intimacy with people in their relationship, and they've been with them over 5-6 years, but they don't talk to they person, whether it's a spouse, fiance, or a lover. They don't even talk to them, but then they feel like he cheating on them, like, let's say, because he talking to this other chick, but he not physically involved with the chick. So is it still considered cheating if you just talking to the person, or
right? That's a fair
not
question.
Cheating,
that's a fair question.
or not sleeping with them? Maybe I should say that.
I think, like, first of all, I want to say that I think that relationships, I think that the man and woman in the relationship need to define what is cheating. But because I've heard people think that they feel like their man is cheating by him watching porn, which is crazy to me. But I do think that there are different stages in relationships. Seriously, I've heard women say that, and I'm just gonna say this.
But back up. Think about this. Think about this. Imagine a situation where you and your man aren't really doing anything, and you catch him watching porn and doing what, wouldn't you feel some type of way? Or like, no. I don't know if okay, because I think, like,
to me, porn is porn. Like, that's fantasy. I don't think it's cheating if my man were into, which he is absolutely not, going to strip clubs. Like, but everybody is different. Like, I'm unaffected by that because to me it's fantasy. I don't want you tricking all our money off. Don't put us in a financial bind because you're trying to go to Magic City. But at the same time, for me, that is not cheating. But I do think that relationships have different stages. If there's a stage in the relationship where, let's say, like, B. Smith's situation, or someone is ill, or someone is unable to fulfill the needs of their mate, then I think you may need to reassess your original agreement as to what cheating was.
Right. That is really, really, really interesting.
I always thought that was crazy. Like, you watching porn, I don't see that as cheating. You're gratifying yourself. So for me personally, I don't see it as cheating.
I guess, some people see it as cheating if the porn takes more time, you give more time to the porn than you giving to me.
Yeah, I think it could be an indication
that
that
could
something.
be considered cheating,
Yeah,
but
it could be an indication that something is wrong. Like, okay, is there like we hit a rough patch? Like, why are you all of a sudden giving all this attention to? And I think women also like we're harsh on ourselves. So
but men
if the
are
man,
scared to tell women if they have an odor. Like some men will stop having sex with a
true,
woman, and it
true,
could be, and it don't even
something
have
that
to be
simple.
he cheating, and it could be, oh, she got her whole thing switched up down
Yeah,
there, so I'm not feeling her right now, so I just
that's
do
true.
this.
That is
So
true. But like you have
it's
to,
men have different reasons. Just like women,
right?
a man can gain weight. And if somebody was mentioning emotional cheating, women cheat emotional, men cheat physical, or something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, if you're not fulfilling, women like to talk and tell how their day was and about their outfit. We talk about crazy
Everything,
stuff.
anything.
And men, they just want track.
Yeah.
They want track. So if we can't adhere to their type of way of doing stuff and thinking, just any little thing that's thrown off a woman to think that it is somebody else, girl. He doing something,
You know what? That's a fair question. And that makes me think, as women, is there ever a reason for you like to excuse the cheating? Like, let's say, you've been, not satisfying your man's needs. Like you going to school, you working, you taking care of the kids. You've been neglecting your man, and he's like, babe, hey, I need you, and you still are not ensuring that his needs are met. Is there ever a valid excuse for your man to step out and it be like forgivable?
I don't know. I always go back to that movie, Sex in the City movie, when Miranda. Have everybody on the panel seen it? When
I saw Sex in the City.
Miranda's the attorney, and Steve cheated on Miranda, and he will see how she running around working and doing stuff for the kids and trying to take care of the house and all that. Be like this multifaceted woman that's independent that all these men say they want, but they really don't know how to handle.
Wait a minute, honey. Let me explain this space. This space of YouTube kind of wants the women barefoot and pregnant.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So they taking care. They paying all the bills then.
Oh, no. 50,
They paying all the bills, but we barefoot and pregnant.
No.
Girl, they go sit down somewhere.
You gotta go out and work. However, listen, but that's a fair question though, because women, we do get caught up in like making sure everybody is okay, and especially when you have kids and men. Like, I think that men, we have to listen to the men's complaints. Like like every man ain't lying when they say when you marry a woman and there's kids involved and stuff like that, like their needs tend to become neglected, and a lot of men have higher sex drives than women. So if you're not fulfilling your man's needs, is it okay? Like, what is he's telling you, hey, babe, there's something wrong. I'm not saying
I know a lot of women who have higher sex drives than men.
Child, me too. Me too.
So I know some men that I don't know, like they can't go more than one round. They just can go one round.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird. It's like I say, it's different types of women, it's different types of men. And sometimes I just feel like sometimes the wrong women get with the wrong men and the wrong men get with the wrong women, and then we all just have this misconstrued type of reality of what a woman should be and what a man should be in a relationship.
So, okay, but we got to answer the question. Is there ever a situation, would it ever be okay for your man to cheat? And it's starting with you, because C-Rose, Concrete, you have a career. We all basically have careers. If your career really, really takes off to another, like a huge level, and your man is being neglected, what happens if your man cheats? Like, I don't really think that we get down to the bottom of, because I look at it and I really think about this. How easy was it for you to find a good man who you respected, admired, and you loved, and that he does these things for your family, he's a great guy, da 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 da. how easy is it to find a good man or a decent man? How easy is that?
It's definitely not easy. I
Mhm.
can't even put easy in the when I'm defining how, my process. I wouldn't even use that term. But I'll let Dr. Bay answer the question first, and then I'll come back and respond.
How easy was it to find a good man? Is that what you asked?
No,
Yeah,
because
she asked. Well, she
you
wanted to
got
know.
to the question.
Right. She wanted
What
to know
your
how
man,
easy
if
or
your career
Mhm.
really takes off, because Dr. Bay has big things in place, Concrete and I have big things in place. When your career takes off to a certain level, or one of your careers takes off to a certain level, if your man cheated, would you actually leave your man, considering the age you are, considering who your man is to you? If
Mm.
you neglected your man and he cheated, would you leave?
Girl, I done been through all this, so no, hell no. I ain't leaving and he ain't leaving. If I cheat.
wow. Danielle, you
No, he
answered.
ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. We good.
Okay.
I guess you
Oh,
got to get to that point because uh, I know people who married and they said, I'm not, we done already been through the cheating part. So if you cheat, okay. But if you have another kid on me, if you have a kid on me, then I'm gone. So, some people have come to terms with he might cheat. He might cheat. If he do cheat, I'm gonna stay because I love him more than that cheating thing.
okay. Concrete.
To be honest, it's hard for me to answer this question, even though I know it's a hypothetical, just because it's hard for me to imagine the scenario. Not meaning my man can't cheat. I'm not saying that. Um, I am very attentive to my man's needs. Like, I mean, I am literally always trying to make sure he's straight. But for just hypothetically speaking, if it happened and my man cheated, I'm one of those women. Like, I need to know what type of cheat it was. Was it a cheat? You met somebody and you slept with her one night? Was it an ongoing emotional affair? And you were sleeping with her multiple times and you kind of you're emotionally vested in this person. um Regardless, I would say, because of the quality of man I have, like, I've never even come across a man that's 50% of the man that he is. I would likely forgive him with some, after he put in some work, some therapy. We gonna have to, it's not going to be like an overnight process, but I would likely forgive him.
Um, Let me answer the question. I honestly think that I want to say that I have the attitude, what I don't know won't hurt me, right? But
Oh,
if it got down to a point to where I was neglectful on my duties, I'm not going to necessarily say that I'll excuse it, but I'm not going to necessarily say that I would leave either. Because it really just depends. It really really just depends. Because if it's an emotional affair versus if it's just sex, um, then I think I would feel some type of way about it being an emotional affair versus something being just sex. So I'm not really sure as to what I would do in this situation, but I'll say in my past, I've definitely left guys who've cheated on me. I've definitely done that. Now, some have taken longer than others because, I've had a guy when I was younger cheat on
Mm-hmm.
me multiple times and I stayed for a while. And then,
Mm-hmm.
as I got older, if I found out, that was it. Your ass is out.
Yep.
And
And that's a
so,
good point,
yeah,
you
because your
saying
tolerance
the
changes too.
age?
yeah. But, it's kind of interesting because now I really, really think about it. And I think about like a lot of women who go through emotions and they end up leaving the guy. But a lot of women keep, like I said before, a lot of women keep repeating the same cycles. They'll leave a guy who's cheating just to pick up another guy who cheats. You know what I mean?
Ooh, say that. And that's a good point too, Danny. I want to say this,
I
like,
think if
regarding
you
my
tell a
response.
dude though, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'll just say this really quick. For me, my tolerance level is different. I was with my ex for 14 years. What I tolerated just in that relationship, or what I was willing to tolerate because I was so young when we got together, is quite different than what I'm willing to tolerate at this age. I'm not going to tolerate a compulsory cheater, a person who's cheating and, oh, you forgive them and next year or even 5 years. Like, you got one time to screw up like that. For me, I don't care, how quality of a man you are, because I'm a quality woman too. So my tolerance level has, like, I would rather be by myself than be in a relationship with someone who is, a cheater, and, just it happens over and over again. So, you got one time. You get, I'll give a man that, especially a man that is of such high quality, a one time, but it can't be a repeat thing with me.
Oh wow. You say you were in a relationship for 14 years?
Yes.
Why?
And I was young, really young when I got into the relationship. So, like, I tolerated just, and I'm not just like, okay, he cheated, but not just even that, just, everything that I would be willing to put up with. The older you get, the more mature you get, and the more you realize your value. Like, your standards change, and what you're willing to tolerate generally also changes, if you've learned anything from, what you've done in the past.
I just learned over to kind of piggyback on what Danielle was saying about your age and what you're willing to take at your age. I was just gonna say, when I was younger, I never stayed with the man that cheated on me or lied. Like, if the man cheated on me or if he lied, I left. I went on about my business because I felt I was too pretty. I was like, oh,
so
I'm
now
too
is
pretty
it
for this.
because you're more invested in your relationship? Is there a reason why you possibly would forgive it now, but you wouldn't while you were younger?
Well, when I was younger, like, I didn't have children. I had children, late. When I didn't have any reason to stay with a man, to stay with somebody. I had everything on my own. I didn't need nobody for nothing. Like, I was very driven. So I wasn't focused on, I need a man to fulfill me, because I could fulfill my own needs. So if a man lied to me, if a man cheated on me, I would leave. I'd be like, I'm good. I'm gone. Like, I know I was in a relationship from high school to out through college, and when I saw that man cheat, when he cheated on me, I was done. I left. I didn't care how much in love I was with him. He wanted me back. He begged. I was like, I'm good. But as I've gotten older, like Sister George was saying, as you get older, you look at life a little bit different, because you want security. You want more security. So you're willing to bypass certain things. You'll be like, well, he does this, that for me. But yeah, he might have a wandering eye, because that you get your signs, you get your red flags of if a man cheat, you'll see it. Some women know. Oh, I know. Well, like she said, as long as I don't see it, or as long as it's not coming to my doorstep, then I'm a turn a blind eye to it. It's a lot of women that do that. So,
ladies, are we ready to open up the panel?
Can you
Your board, huh?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to say really. I understand what Dr. Bay is saying, and I agree. Like, and I think everybody has their different levels of tolerance, and different things that they're willing to tolerate. Personally, for me, I know I'm not the type of woman, like, I'm not set up to cheat back and do this like tit for tat thing for you. Like, I am the chick that is like, I get emotionally invested. I can't have love affairs. So I wouldn't be able to like cheat back. I would feel so slighted if a man that I'm giving my all to, is continually cheating. I just can't even at this age, and probably too, because I know that, I'm financially stable, with outside of my relationship. I can't imagine anything making me like stay knowing, someone's having like repeat affairs. But, I think everybody has, like I said, their different level of tolerance. I'll shut up now if Dr. Bay wants to comment. And then, we can open it up, Danny, when you're ready.
Okay, are you guys ready to open up?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. And oh shoot, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, what is all that? There we go. Yes, so let's see what the people got to say. Sasha Malone wanted to come up. So if she's here, we definitely love to have her on the panel. So
yeah, come on up, Sasha, if you're here, so you can join us before the men get in and do their man thing. Definitely come up and give us your input on the topic. I saw her in the chat too.
yeah, do you still see her in the chat? Because I've been walking back.
No, I haven't seen her in a few minutes. I don't know if she stepped away. We might have to have her come up, and we'll give her a chance to speak her piece. I know sometimes the women don't want to come up with the men because.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Start it off.
Wait a minute before you guys get started. I asked that y'all mute up when you guys are when you aren't talking. So
yeah.